Bold and the Beautiful, 4814 for 2006.
I've always taken your mother at face value. She is who she says she is. She wants what she says she wants. Have I made a mistake here?
Nick, no, there's not a whole lot hidden about my mother. Although there are things in all of us that, other people see and we'll just never...
Bridget, you think Forrester's always going to be in her life?
Oh, Nick. If I gave you an honest answer, would it even matter?
Okay, up on one elbow. Right, yeah, like that. Bend the top leg at the knee.
You're gonna have me looking like the Canova. That one at the Villa Borghese, the one of Napoleon's sister, Pauline.
Yeah, an homage, an update, a ripoff, whatever you want to call it. Perfect. Now stay like that.
People comment on the resemblance all the time.
Yeah, and Ridge is a lot like Napoleon, but taller.
Oh, she had such nice hair. Please don't make me look like a boy.
Can never happen.
What about my scar?
It's up to you.
Love me, love my scar.
And it's in.
Oh, did I misjudge this? I thought you were so far ahead of me in accepting the reality that Brooke and Ridge belong together.
So, hey, why not tell a national audience that I'm a big mistake?
Taylor, how many times have you said to me over the years, Stephanie, you've got to learn to accept his decisions?
Well, there's a difference between accepting them and then shoving them down everyone's throat. You anointed her queen. You gave her half of the company.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry I've just mishandled this. Look, I'm redistributing the stock in the company, and, well, I just feel it belongs to everyone in the family, and of course, you're the family.
%. That's very generous of you. If I were your gardener, and not the mother of your grandchildren.
Thought we might be able to make this transition with the minimal amount of hurt feelings, but maybe I was wrong.
Look, I don't remember agreeing to give you advice on your love life with my mother.
But Bridget, I was hoping we could talk about anything. If you want to talk about Dante, that's fine with me.
All right. You proposed. And,
Where's the ring?
there's no ring. Look, Nick, you and my mother are just very different people. You are very binary, and she isn't. She's
Binary?
much more like...
Binary?
Yeah. When, you decide on something, you rarely change your mind. You're rarely unsure of yourself, but my mother lives by a different set of principles. She has them, of course, but something that looks very bad to her today may not look that bad to her tomorrow. And with people that she loves, and that includes Ridge, you ought to accept that now She's always going to find something redeemable about them. Even people she doesn't think that she loves right now. Like Stephanie, for instance.
No,
She's
I'm
still-
drawing the line there. After all the abuse that woman's given her,
But Nick, can't you see that my mother will always think the next time will be different? Will be better. I'm not criticizing her. I'm not saying her way is wrong. It might very well be right. It's just not your way.
well, what way is that?
On, off, like a switch. Like I said, when you finally make up your mind, you rarely give people second chances. My mother may not be like Stephanie, but you most certainly are.
Maybe I overstepped here a little, I'm sorry.
I'm not going to sit here and try to explain to you how to woo my mother away from Ridge. I'm not even going to tell you if that's a good idea. We're not even divorced yet, Nick.
Okay, I know. It's just a little early for this conversation. I'm sorry.
I really hope that you and my mom are very, very happy. But I have done my fair share to try to make that happen. The rest is up to you.
I got it.
No, I got it. I just remembered there's some place I ought to be.
Do you ever think about what it'll be like after you're gone?
Not really.
I do. All the time. The sun will keep rising and setting. People will keep ordering Chinese food and not wearing SPF 30 when they should. The only thing missing will be me. That little speck of the world where the sunlight would find me every morning.
And look where you are right now.
Strangely enough.
Now drop your left ribs a little. You keep raising your breast, too. Don't do that.
Maybe I'm getting lighter. Maybe I'll just float away. You can adjust me if you want to.
I will.
I feel more comfortable naked than any reasonable person should. It's not exhibitionism, like when you met me. I think it's reassurance that I'm still here. The essential me. That I'm not just some stitched together outfit. I'm a stitched together person. It's not that I think I ever took life for granted, really, but I just can't get used to not being dead.
Actually, you seem nervous.
Maybe it's the not knowing where it's going with us.
You know what? Knowing exactly how it's going to turn out, generally, it gets you in trouble.
True.
Let yourself float. And drop your left ribs.
Taylor, no, this stock is just for you. Thomas and the girls will be provided for in a totally different way.
Thanks, but no thanks.
You're acting as though you're offended. Why?
Because I get the annoying feeling that I'm expected to be jumping up and down for joy. You know, you and your son wipe your feet all over me, and then you try to buy me off at some bargain basement price, no less. I really don't know why this surprises me, though. I mean, you just did it to Brooke, and then you did it to her father.
Why do I feel like I'm in a no-win situation here? Would you have been happier if I hadn't given you any stock?
You don't get to win when you hang a friend out to dry. I really thought that we had like this mother-daughter relationship, but that isn't what it was at all. It was just you being in charge of keeping me married to Ridge. And then you take Ridge away, and what have we got? 2%. Take it and get out.
Taylor. I have to believe that this love between us is strong enough to survive anything, including this.
I said take it.
Did I come at a bad time?
Do you need a break?
Do you? Coffee would be great.
There's a coffee maker in the supply room. I can start it up.
Do you want to mark me so I sit back in the right spot?
Yeah. I'll move.
I'm listening well.
Yeah. Hold on, one more. You're all set. Coffee, 10 minutes. I don't want to be here all night, okay?
Why don't you just hate me?
Why? I wouldn't know how.
I just realized what I've been doing to you for the past year.
Being with Dina?
No, longer than that. Oh, just having you listen to me endlessly talk about Nick while you take care of me and cook for me and let me cry on your shoulder.
Where's this coming from?
Nick wanted to talk to me about all of his problems with my mother.
That surprised you?
I don't think he meant it to be thoughtless. And I never did either, but I was. It's really selfish. I know you've forgiven me, but I don't forgive myself. I also realize just what incredible, what a miracle you've been in my life.
I expect you heard of Stephanie's offer to my daughter.
Oh, yes.
Well, then you can guess at my feelings about it.
I know there's no love lost between you and Stephanie.
Well, I was glad to think that she'd finally cut herself off from that family of vipers. But I also know how important her work at Forrester Creations was for her. She's surrounded by people who all want something from her. Except me, of course. But I was thinking that after all these years, I might be able to help her if I just knew how to advise her. But I don't trust myself to only think of her best interests.
Because your resentment for the way they've treated you runs so deep.
And the way they treated her. Stock. And money. That's supposed to make everything all right now? Like money is the great solver of all problems?
I am afraid you have come to the wrong place at the wrong time. Let's just say there's enough resentment to go around for quite a while.
You too?
after I left Nick, I just realized how you must have felt every single time I said his name. Suddenly I got this cold fear. Like, what if you had not been there for me?
I'm not going anywhere.
I could have never, ever, ever made it through the past year without you.
I'm glad I could be there for you as a friend.
Honey, you have been so much more than just a friend to me.
You
have been-
artists are always out of coffee. Oh, we have an audience.
So she couldn't see how her measly 2% was a slap in the face, huh?
The less said about it, the better.
No. No, Taylor, it's not better. Don't you see? That's how they operate. That's what they count on, that we'll all be so damn polite that we won't scream bloody murder when they take their truckload of money and just run over us.
Well, I don't know what else I'm supposed to do. I mean, it's her company. She can legally do whatever she wants with it.
Was her company. Taylor, I have learned a little bit about business and a lot about how the mind of the beast works. I came here to ask you for help, thinking there was nobody else I could count on, and here you are in the same boat. But what would you say if I were to tell you there might be a way for us to get our dignity back if we count on each other?
Well, Nick, it's rather late.
Commerce never sleeps.
A professional call?
You gave Brooke half your company. I'd like to buy the other half.
Really?
I don't want her working here. She seems to like the place.
That's quite a gesture.
Well, I look at it as an opportunity for you, too. Spend some time with your family, get to know your grandkids.
Well, that is a good idea. I appreciate your concern about that. Company's not for sale.
It's not a tool for you to use, either. To put Brooke back together with your boy.
They share a long history here.
You know, I've heard that.
Well, then, having heard it, you should know that you're fighting a losing battle.
She knows what she wants, and it's not your son.
You're a lot like your father. Stubborn and determined, and always trying to attain the unattainable.
The unattainable.
Yeah. Let me give you some advice. Good advice. Run as fast as you can away from here.
Never gonna happen.
Never? Never say never. Believe me, I know. I am never going to accept Brooke. I'm never going to let her in the family, never going to let her in the business, never going to accept the idea that Ridge really loves her. Don't make the same mistake that I did. There's something between them that can't be denied. You love her, I know that. I can see it. But you're caught up in something that's beyond your control. Beyond their control, really. Let her go. Let her have that happiness. It'll be the best thing that you can do for her. And more importantly, Nick, for yourself.
Just like you think the best thing for her is to be with your son. You'll even try to bribe her to make that happen. But as you know, that won't work. Giving her 50% of this company is going to be the biggest mistake you've ever made, and I think deep down you already know it. She loves me. Get that through your head. Otherwise, we're gonna have real problems, and I know you don't want that.
I really don't want to fight with you. But if that's the way it has to be, that's the way it has to be. It won't be pretty.